Hey guys, and welcome to Animeverse. I don't really know how I want to start this spoiler video. I really didn't think I would have to make a spoiler video like this ever, or at least for a long time. As personally, it's one of my favorite characters, and you'll probably see it by the title of this video. I really don't want to go through spoilers again, but I'm just gonna cut to the chase on this and say with at least a 95% certainty that that Twice is gone, Twice is dead. Judging by the ending of this chapter, and I don't have translations for this, I'm assuming purely based on the actual scans and not any translations. I don't know how to get the actual translations from people. Maybe certain people might be able to do it, but I'm gonna start off with this. It pretty much starts off from the point with Dabi. So for this arc, or this chapter should I say, sorry, that we're gonna have Dabi, Hawks, Twice, Mr. Compress, and Toga as the endpoints, with Dabi at the end. Those are the main ones. There are a few others, but I don't really know anything about them. I think they're pretty much new characters, so we don't really know too much about them. They're probably like side characters, probably just background ones. But to get started, we did leave off with Dabi stepping on Hawks, which what happened at the end. It was implied that he probably burned his face, which I'm assuming happened because in one of these panels you actually see the burn mark on his face, so he really did get injured from that, and it wasn't just him luckily getting out of the way. So we do have Dabi stepping on him. Dabi, okay, sorry, I know this, I'm trying to recollect myself after all this, after reading it, but Hawks actually jumps out of the way, kind of slides this, actually gets out. With Twice, he actually saved Twice in this instance. Like, he actually got both of them out before they fully got burned up. And I'm assuming he's probably trying to roll so he can actually get the fire off of him. And then we just have like falling debris with Dabi, which actually looks like a really good shot. I really like it. It just shows like burnt fabrics probably from Twice, and maybe just feathers just falling, maybe a little bit of both. Mostly feathers probably. Okay, for the next one we have kind of a dialogue with all of them, I guess, kind of talking. Maybe Hawks is talking to Dabi, and then Twice is just laying on the ground, like badly injured from this. He's trying to keep him from moving. You can see that Hawks's feathers are pretty much almost completely gone, like they were burnt to a crisp, a lot of them. He barely has any feathers left, and a lot of them are just charred and crisped. We do have Twice actually trying to make a break for it, you could say. He's pretty much trying to make a run from it away from Hawks, and then Dabi pretty much fires at Hawks, I guess, trying to keep him away from him and trying to separate, trying to make like maybe a wall between them. And now we have also, he's going past Dabi, which is pretty cool. I guess he did try to make a bunch of clones behind him to like try to make the space between them so that he can take the brunt of the attacks, just so he can get behind Dabi and be able to save himself. And he keeps going all the way outside until he gets all the way to the door, but then you can see Hawks in the background with his sword, like he made it in a mere instant. Like he has an extra, it's like he had a clone or something. Like, how did he get there so fast? But he's pretty much at the doorway waiting for him with sword in hand, just ready to slice him. And Dabi's pretty much firing at nothing. It looks like he's just firing at something. Maybe he moved so fast that he didn't even react in time, and now in the next shot he does react and turns around. But it's kind of a little too late, you could say. He pretty much looks like he's getting his clones destroyed, and he must have turned around and actually fired at him. A lot of these scans are pretty blurry, so it's harder to actually see very clearly. But he does turn around and actually fire at them. I'm guessing he probably missed Twice, so he wouldn't have gotten hit. So Twice actually gets out, which is pretty good, but I don't think it's the original Twice. You'll see pretty much a clone that actually makes it out. Twice is pretty much stays behind, but Hawks pretty much makes it behind Twice, the original Twice, the real Twice, and he actually gets behind him with his sword ready to just stab him from above and like maybe jam it into his neck or into his head somewhere. It looks like he's actually going to kill him in this shot. And then we kind of cut over to Mr. Compress and Toga, where they're fighting this kind of like white and black costumed hero. I'm guessing his quirk probably involves like making, like, it looks like a giant thumb, like he's making these really long thumbs, but they're coming out of a weird socket above his wrists. So he probably makes some kind of liquid clay or some kind of jelly or something to hold on. Like, it's pretty solid, so it's able to actually surround them inside of it, which is pretty cool. He kind of looks like a polar opposite Twice in color scheme. Like, he has the white and black instead of black and white, which I guess is a pretty cool touch. I kind of like that. And then we have Twice, the clone, I guess the clone that actually escaped, actually stab the hero in the back of the neck, and I'm assuming this probably kills him outright. Like, he's completely dead. He actually saved Toga and Mr. Compress, which is pretty cool. He actually got a last ditch kind of save for his friends, and you'll see like he's kind of shaking, like his body is like really shaking, and he's like melting, you could say, kind of like before he completely disintegrates. He has like a melting kind of phase. There's a lot of dialogue here, so I'm assuming he does have a few exchanges with each other. And then I'm assuming it's probably like her thanking, well, maybe both of them thanking him. And I'm guessing he's trying to tell her something, or he's trying to say something, and she pretty much grabs him to like hug him, maybe like as a thank you, and you just see him disappear. His pretty much body is just disappearing. And then on the last page, the last panels, he's just completely gone. Like, the last thing left is just the handkerchief that she gave him. I'm assuming that's from the Overhaul. It looks like a thing from the Overhaul arc where she actually just wrapped up his head so he didn't split. And that was just the last thing left, and it just cuts the chapter from there. I'm probably gonna have to do this video like 100 times just to not lose my composure on this, because honestly this was the saddest chapter I've had to read in a long time when it comes to this, ever since probably the Overhaul arc with Night Eye, and I'm at least 95% certain that he's done. Like, the clone is gone. The clone didn't even take any damage from this whole scenario. So to see him disappear, I'm assuming his original body probably died, and then the clones disappear as a result from his death, since I'm assuming they don't stay alive once his body just dies. I don't really know how I feel about this. This is honestly one of the saddest things I've had to deal with. So that's pretty much all the spoilers for, I guess, tomorrow and for Sunday. If you read the scans with the unofficial translations tomorrow or the official translations on Sunday, this is going to be a really sad week, honestly. So that'll be the video for today, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed the spoilers. If you did, don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time.